the unspoken indicator of mystery and life when people think of storks. They often imagine long-legged, regal birds standing silently in wetlands or carrying bundles of newborns in cartoons and bedtime stories. Storks, on the other hand, are far more than just a sign of new life. These majestic creatures, found in various parts of the world, have been both admired and misunderstood for centuries. Storks provide a window into the elegance and complexity of the natural world with their impressive wingspans, stately walks, and intricate migration patterns. Storks aren't as visible as other birds in the United States. However, the wood stork, native to parts of the southeastern United States, reminds birdwatchers and nature lovers that these birds are not just old-world icons. They are also a part of our ecosystems. The stork's size is its most distinctive feature. Large and unmistakable, these birds can have wingspans stretching more than 5 feet. When airborne, they soar with grace, using thermal air currents to stay aloft for hours with minimal wing flapping. That kind of flying demands a body built for distance, and indeed, many stork species are known for their remarkable migratory patterns. Some travel thousands of miles between breeding and wintering grounds, crossing continents, oceans, and deserts. Storks are particularly fascinating due to their behavior. They rarely vocalize, in contrast to ducks and geese. Most storks are almost completely silent. They communicate by clattering their beaks, a rapid snapping that sounds like someone tapping two wooden sticks together rather than calling or singing. This unique sound is often heard during courtship displays or interactions between mated pairs. Storks are monogamous, sometimes for life, or at least during a single breeding season. A bonded pair will collaborate to construct enormous nests, frequently exceeding 6 feet in width and weighing hundreds of pounds. These nests are used year after year, refurbished and expanded until they become landmarks in their own right. Some cultures have even celebrated the presence of a stork nest atop a building, believing it brings good luck or prosperity. The diet of a stork is as pragmatic as its behavior. Carnivorous and opportunistic, storks feed on fish, frogs, insects, small mammals, reptiles, and even the occasional bird. In wetlands and floodplains, they move slowly through the water, pausing often, waiting for the ripple of a fish or frog. Their long, pointed beaks then strike with lightning-fast precision. For instance, the American wood stork eats by touching its prey. It walks underwater with its bill open, which closes when it touches something edible. Their feeding habits are both the result of their environment and instinct. In shallow wetlands, especially during dry seasons when water levels drop, prey becomes concentrated, offering a buffet of sorts. However, these feeding patterns can be disrupted by developments, climate shifts, and water management changes, putting some stork populations at risk. The wood stork, which was once in danger of extinction in the United States, is an example. Habitat loss and altered water flow in Florida's Everglades threatened its survival. Conservation efforts have made progress, but the balance remains delicate. Storks' relationship with humans is long and complex. Storks are revered in parts of Europe, particularly in Eastern Europe and the Balkans. People welcome their return each spring, celebrating the birds as harbingers of fertility and good fortune. In many towns, you'll see platforms built atop chimneys or poles specifically to encourage storks to nest there. Children are told the birds bring babies, a myth likely born from their appearance in spring, coinciding with the season of renewal and birth. Books, movies, and even advertisements are filled with this symbolism, which has permeated Western culture deeply. One of the most enduring images of all time depicts a stork with a wrapped child in its beak. But beyond the myths, the real story of the stork is no less remarkable. Numerous storks spend the winter in Africa, where they are a part of an extensive ecological network. The marabou stork, for instance, is both respected and feared. It's huge, almost prehistoric in appearance, with a massive bill and a bald head. It feeds largely on carrion, earning it the nickname Undertaker bird. Despite its grim diet, the marabou plays a vital role in sanitation, cleaning up the environment and preventing the spread of disease. In Asia, the painted stork, with its vibrant feathers and striking pose, is a beloved sight in protected wetlands. The oriental stork was once common in Japan and Korea, but habitat loss and pollution nearly caused its extinction. Some populations are recovering as a result of conservation efforts. In these cultures, they are more than just birds, they are also spiritual symbols that are associated with grace and longevity. Migratory routes for many stork species are ancient and awe-inspiring. The white stork, which breeds in Europe and winters in Africa, follows one of two primary flyways, a western route through Spain and Morocco and an eastern route through the Middle East. Why not fly straight south? Because the Mediterranean Sea lacks thermals needed for soaring flight. Storks, on the other hand, circumvent it to save energy during their long journeys. What's even more fascinating is that young storks, barely out of the nest, make these migrations for the first time entirely on instinct. They travel alone, without guidance from their parents, driven by something deep and ancestral. Over the decades, scientists have tracked stork migrations using rings, GPS, and satellite tags. Even experts have been taken aback by what they've discovered. Some storks fly as much as 6,000 miles in one season, stopping to rest in key wetland habitats along the way. These stops are crucial. If just a few of them are destroyed by development or climate change, the entire chain collapses. But storks are resilient. In many parts of the world, they have adapted to human environments. In parts of India, painted storks feed near garbage dumps. White storks have turned power poles into nesting platforms in Eastern Europe. It's a bittersweet image, nature finding a foothold in a human-dominated world. Still, not all is well. Pollution, pesticides, and plastic waste take their toll. Storks have been found with stomachs full of garbage, tangled in wires, or weakened by toxins. Conservationists warn that unless we rethink how we manage land and waste, many stork species could face renewed danger. In the United States, the wood stork stands as a conservation success story, but a cautionary one. Once nearing extinction in the country, this bird has made a comeback thanks to wetland protection laws and improved water flow in key habitats. But its numbers still fluctuate, and threats remain. In the southeast, especially in Georgia and Florida, the wood stork is a vital indicator species. If the storks are thriving, it usually means the ecosystem is healthy. Beyond the science and symbolism, storks stir something deeper in us. Their long journeys are analogous to our own searches for meaning, safety, and home. Their return each year reminds us of the rhythms of nature, of cycles older than memory. In their silence, they invite us to observe more closely, to listen more intently, and to act more wisely. Birdwatchers often describe their first sighting of a stork as transformative. There's something about the bird's deliberate movements, its towering posture, and its calm demeanor that commands attention. When you see a stork glide across the sky,